Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday to you. All right, America, it is your birthday, and I am putting together a ridiculously themed look. I have my hat, I have the t-shirt picked out, I even have some unmatched patriotic socks. I'm ready to go. I'll put this look together and I'll get back with you after the intro. This is your daily dose of Veterans Intel. This is all about the military and veterans community.
Hey, we're talking about news you could use. Tune in, you're not going to want to miss this.
I'm not doing this for ego. I have plenty of ego. I'm doing this to help people live their best veteran life.
Happy birthday, Americans. This is your day. Now, one thing that I'd love to see happen is go onto any forum on anywhere and say, Happy birthday, America. Now, some petty, jealous, triggered European is going to say, you're a country, not a continent. That's not a European accent, but it sounded dorky. So what I want you to do is then edify these people, and their lack of understanding is understandable because we have two continents on this side of the globe. There's one called North America and there's one called South America, and there is a country called the United States of America. And now we are not claiming to be a continent, but we don't call ourselves United Statesian citizens. We call ourselves American citizens. And beyond that, everyone knows what we're talking about, so they're playing silly semantic games. And now for the most important part of my message. It is my wish for America. America has a strong history of coming together in times of crisis. And right now we have a crisis of division. We are separated amongst ourselves in a way that is not healthy. It causes strife and anger and misplaced distrust among our citizens. So for today, even this weekend, maybe the whole month, why don't we practice coming together by what brings us together? And what brings us together is that we are all Americans. It does not matter. It does not matter how old or young you are. It doesn't matter your race, your ethnicity, your gender, your sexual orientation. It does not matter. None of that matters. Because we are all Americans. And I would like to see us come together and solve this problem. Let me tell you a story of what I saw of America. I saw America this past weekend at an American Legion Department of California convention. We had been bickering and fighting over resolutions, finger pointing, people clearly not trusting one another. And then we were into some hotly contested elections. When the department adjutant, the highest ranking employee of the American Legion Department of California, stood up and held a little gold purse and said, if anyone has seen another one that looks just like this, please help it find its way back to the American Legion Auxiliary Juniors. And the Auxiliary Juniors are young ladies, girls are in grade school, and they had lost this other purse. Now, through discussion, we had figured out that there was money in there. There was $350. They had been making bracelets and selling them to raise money for one of their amazingly patriotic programs. And these people who had been fighting and pointing fingers and really just distrusting and not getting along started chanting in unison, "Pass the hat. Pass the hat." And the hat got passed. The hat got passed and was raising money to replace the money that these auxiliary juniors had lost. And in the end, this $350 loss turned into a $2,620 donation from the Legionnaires in that room. To me, that represents an American spirit of helping. They put their differences aside, saw a problem in front of them that was very solvable, and they went about the task of solving it together. Now, we have problems of division. We also have a very real epidemic in this country of loneliness. Look it up. Use Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, wherever you go, and look up the epidemic of loneliness in this country. And if we do not think that the divides, whether they be political or demographics based, are contributing to that, well, then we are just wrong. Because clearly this is an environment where any difference threatens someone. So you do not put yourself out there. You do not meet new people because you don't know how they will react when they find out that you have something different than they do. And believe me, even your best friend has something that they do or believe that is different than you. And so people circle the wagons around the one person they know they have everything in common with, and that is themselves. So for this day, this weekend, this month, please go on the extended trial period of trying to find common ground with people, trying to find reasons to like and not reasons to dislike. If you're going to give someone a hard time, give them a hard time over things that in the grand scheme of things don't really matter. Simple truths like pineapple does not belong on pizza. Ketchup should not be a condiment. And the Ohio State Buckeyes should lose every game from here until the end of time. These are things that we can laugh about and have what we call smack talk. And smack talk is about as American as it can be. So I ask you today, special agents, please find it in your heart to reach out to other Americans and speak to them only as Americans. We don't care how they vote. We don't care what kind of car they drive. We don't care how rich or poor they are. We don't care who they love. We don't care about anything other than the umbrella that we all live under that is red, white, and blue. The subsets that are designed to divide us need to melt away. Try it, just on a trial basis. Don't make petty remarks about who someone probably voted for because they said something you don't like. Try not talking down to someone because they make less money than you or they're part of the 1% who are super rich. Try not belittling someone for their sexual orientation or the way they dress, the way that they do anything. Try finding reasons to get along with your neighbor. Do you remember, some of you probably aren't old enough because we don't do this at all anymore, when you could argue with somebody at a barbecue in their backyard, crack up them a beer together and share in food and drink and company. And you could have a civilized conversations where you exchanged facts and not insults. Now, when you throw insults over the internet that you do on the internet because there's no consequence for it, am I right? You may think that you're the most clever, funniest person on earth as you copy paste your insults, but you're not helping, you're hurting the cause. You're not bringing people together. You're furthering the gap. You're making the epidemic of loneliness worse because you're creating a toxic environment where people don't trust other people. That's not American. Americans would come together. It would be people helping people, not my political gang helping only my political gang and watching the other political gang suffer. It would be neighbors consoling neighbors. It wouldn't be, oh, I live in this neighborhood, so I only care about those neighbors. Our neighbor, that word spreads beyond the several blocks that you call your neighborhood. We're all neighbors. Look out for each other. Look out for each other, hope the best for each other. And when you think of America's birthday today, know that we're all celebrating the same thing. So can we please celebrate it together?